how to save almost 8,000 raise on your kitchen renovation. I'm going to tell you some items here that you can use as very good cheap options that have the same effect as an expensive product. Hey everyone, how are you doing? All good? I'm Edipo, an architect, and in this video I want to show you in practice, using an example of a project we did, how we saved almost 8,000 raise by changing some decoration items, porcelain tile installation, materials, and so on. In short, saving money without losing luxury, without giving up sophistication. The first thing you should do is, instead of using the same stone from your countertop for the backsplash, you use the porcelain tile from your wall, the one you put on the wall behind the sink. Think with me here, you're going to put the porcelain tile on the wall behind your sink. Let's imagine that your kitchen has a sink, a stove, or cooktop, for example, a countertop. A straight countertop there, let's imagine it like that, and then you put the tile, the porcelain tile, on that wall. You'll save money since you don't need porcelain tile everywhere. Considering that on the top you have cabinets, and on the bottom you have a cabinet. So you're going to take that strip there between the countertop, your cabinet, and your cupboard. So if you installed the porcelain tile, what's the need to put a backsplash right from the countertop? People are very used to putting the backsplash after the porcelain tile. I don't see that need, especially if you have a nice porcelain tile, right? An eye-catching porcelain tile you want to showcase. So the first point here is that there's no need for you to use a backsplash, considering you already have porcelain tile installed on the wall behind your sink. Built-in power strip tower, right? Or even a power strip line, right? A power outlet strip on the overhead cabinet in your kitchen. You don't need to keep adding outlets. Outlets in your kitchen, right? Oh, let's put a lot here because you can never have too many outlets. No, that's not how it works. There are fixed outlet points. The outlet for the fridge, the oven, the microwave, the water filter. That's a fixed outlet. What I want you to understand is that general use outlet for everyday use. A blender, a mixer, right? Those appliances there. You don't need to fill your wall with this type of outlet because they're for general use, casual use. You won't be plugging in that appliance every day. Wooden doors instead of glass, okay, on your kitchen cabinets. First, it's cheaper, okay? You'll agree with me here that having a wooden door instead of glass on your kitchen cabinets is already cheaper. Second, it's much more functional, okay? Think with me here, all right? These are examples I'm bringing you here that will help you save money. And at the same time, you'll agree with me on these tips I'm giving you. Glass and mirrors in general in the kitchen tend to get dirty more easily and quickly, right? You clean it one day, but by the next, after cooking, little dirty spots appear again. So when you choose to use a wooden door, right? For your cabinet, first of all, I think it looks better, it's more functional, and it's cheaper. Considering that the mirror, depending on the type you choose, can even cost twice as much as the wooden finish itself, okay? So it's another item here that's also functional, decorative, and inexpensive. A cleaner faucet with a more sophisticated design instead of using that gourmet faucet we see in every kitchen out there. Those of you who have been following me here for a long time know that I'm in favor of kitchen faucets. We use a softer, cleaner faucet, not clean as in free of dirt. Clean in appearance. When you see it, you notice a smoother faucet, not one with a ringed arch and bulky arms like a gourmet faucet. It's not bad. If you like the gourmet faucet, go ahead and use it. My opinion is, if you're going to redecorate your kitchen, if you're renovating, go for a smoother, cleaner faucet. It's cheaper than a gourmet faucet, okay? Just compare the prices. In fact, I'll do the following. Some of these items here, like the faucet for example, and a few others that we'll look at, I'll leave the link for some of them in the description of this video for you. Edipo, every more advanced faucet has a more modern, cleaner design, okay? And where can I find it? The link is down here in the description of this video. Baseboard made from the same flooring, from your same porcelain tile, instead of using the material from your stone. What is a baseboard? Imagine this, you have a cabinet, the bottom part of your cabinet where the stone, the countertop, will be supported. On the floor there's a base, typically made of masonry but sometimes built from carpentry materials. You know that little front part there? That's what we call a baseboard. Some call it a bench base. I call it a baseboard, period. And then instead of putting that low part made of stone, the same material as your countertop, you use porcelain tile. Why? Because it creates continuity with your floor. You don't have porcelain stone, you know? You don't have a break in harmony there. You have porcelain tile with porcelain tile. It's the same thing as, come on, think with me, it's a baseboard. Let's imagine it like that. It will be the baseboard, okay? Just to make it easier for us to understand here. So this baseboard, you use the same material as your floor, the porcelain tile. You'll save money because a piece of your floor, which you'll cut to make the baseboard, will be much cheaper than having the marble shop charge you for that meter, right? That piece of stone you chose to put down there. So besides looking nice, it's also cheaper. Tile only on the wall of the sink, where your sink is, where your stove is. Here's another tip too, which is really cool that we use in current projects, okay? And you'll agree with me. Look, do you really need to put tiles on all the walls of your kitchen? In my opinion, no. There's no need. Only on the wall where your sink is, where your stove is. On these walls, it's essential for you to use tiles, porcelain, or some nice wall covering that you're going to put there, okay? There's no need for you to put it on your entire wall. So this will help you save money, a lot. It will help you save a lot of money, okay? Imagine buying porcelain tiles, materials, and paying labor to cover your whole kitchen when you could just use strong, durable, washable paint instead, right? Make the other walls of your kitchen smooth and only put the tiles on the wall behind the sink. This tip here is also really cool for your kitchen. It gives a sense of lightness, tranquility, and a soft, gentle feel to your kitchen. And look, it's going to help you save a lot. And lastly, I wanted to mention this point to you here, which is the range hood. Is it mandatory for you to install the range hood immediately after you renovate your kitchen? Pay attention. I left this item for last because I want to bring up a discussion with you. Look, when you live in a house, especially one that's well ventilated, before you install or even buy your range hood, make sure to leave the spot on the ceiling ready, the power point, the outlet where it will be installed. Go ahead and install the duct if it's an exhaust hood, because it's going to suck up the steam and vent it outside your house. Leave the spot ready, have everything prepared, but don't buy your range hood yet. Do you know why? I'll explain it to you. There are some projects I've done here where my clients chose not to install the range hood. What do you mean they didn't install the range hood? It depends on your kitchen use and daily routine. If you don't usually use your kitchen all the time, cooking a lot of food, always preparing meals there, why would you install a range hood? Especially if you have good air circulation in your kitchen, a large kitchen, with nice windows to allow for good airflow. Right? Especially if your cooktop is induction, for example. That doesn't have the flame from a gas cooktop which the wind can blow out. If it's an induction cooktop, for example, there's no need for you to install the range hood. Test it out. I'm not telling you to install it or not to install it. I'm telling you to leave the spot ready with the duct installed and everything set up properly. And then start using the kitchen. Wow, you really will need it. Oh, it's getting really bad here. I need to use the range hood. Next, buy and install the range hood. Once you've handled your finances, finished renovations, paid everyone, and taken care of materials, then you buy a nice range hood. But if you realize over time with the use of your kitchen, wow, I really don't miss it. So why bother? And let me tell you something, okay? Just this alone will save you at least about 4,000 Rs at the very least. A quality, attractive range hood starts at $4,000 and up. That's just for that. I said that this renovation here, this video I'm bringing to you, is a savings of almost 8,000 Rs. But if you really add it all up, the wall covering you're saving on, the range hood, the baseboard, the faucet, the backsplash, look at how many things I'm talking about here, okay? It's going to be a savings of much more than 8,000 Rs in this kitchen you're going to have there. Guys, here's what I want you to understand, okay? First of all, we do in our house what makes us feel good, what we like. I'm here simply to help you. I'm here simply to give you tips about what I do as an architect, about decoration, projects that my clients bring, right? That we do for our clients. And then I bring it here to you, maybe to serve as an example. That's the point. Taste is subjective, so do what you want. but I'm sure that some of these tips here made sense to you. Do you agree with me? And I want to hear your opinion. Leave a comment for me here. Edipo, I agree with you on those 7 points you mentioned. Edipo, I disagree with the first, the third, the fifth. Share your important opinion in the comments. That way, we can even bring a next video, a next piece of content based on your question or your doubt. All right? I hope you guys enjoyed it, liked it. The links to the products I mentioned are down here in the description. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. All right? Like the video and leave your comment. Take care.